Hi there guys, welcome to another episode. If you've seen the previous video where I measured the exhaust, I measured it with my phone, which turned out to not be perfectly accurate. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link up to it up here. Now it wasn't accurate, I measured about 75 decibels, something like that with my phone. Turned out when Gustav did it, it was over 90, about 95. So my phone is way off. And it's not a calibrated tool. Gustav's got a proper tool for it that's calibrated. And I am going to measure this with my phone, and really the numbers aren't all that interesting as to what the exhaust is. What will be interesting is to measure it and make sure that when I've rebuilt the system that it is 10 decibels less than what I measure. So as long as I use my phone at the same distance and all that sort of stuff, then when I remeasure it, hopefully it'll be 10 decibels less, and that will make Gustav happy, and that'll make me happy because then I can drive the car. So I'm going to set my phone up now. We're going to start the engine up and we're going to measure the exhaust and see what it sounds like, how loud it is according to my phone. And then I'm going to try and make it less loud. Right, so with that done, it gives us a standard to go to, and we're looking around about the mid to late 80s, so 84 to about 87, 88 when it's on idle. So what I need to do now is add another silencer and hopefully bring it down to the mid 70s range, and that should be enough to make Gustav happy. Right, so this is the exhaust that I built. As you can see, it leaks a little bit, or it has leaked a little bit. It's not doing it anymore. And then we've got the back box. So it's only got one silencer on the whole exhaust. And what I now need to do is add another silencer in there. Ouch. Right, so that's the exhaust off the car now, and this is my new silencer. Bought this quite a while ago actually, but that is going to go there, kind of. So I'm going to mark this up and cut it, because I can cut here enough to fit inside of that, and then the same on there. So what I'll probably do is extend the exhaust slightly, be able to extend the exhaust slightly there, but that'll just mean that the end of the exhaust will come further out the back of the car, which isn't a bad thing really when you look at the back of the car. So I may have to move these parts for the rubbers to fit on slightly, but I think once that's done, it'll bring the exhaust further back slightly, which will give it a better sound, won't make the car as dirty, and hopefully that silencer then fits. Right, so we've cut that much out and replaced it with that much. So it's only probably, I don't know, 10 centimeters longer, something like that. So it's not a huge amount longer than what it was. And I was hoping I'd got an exhaust clamp, but I can't find one. So I might have to get something to clamp that together slightly better. But I can at least now put the lambda sensor back in and lift the system up and see what happens with those two rubber bits there. Okay, so all back together again, and that box does actually fit rather well against the chassis, so I'm quite happy with where that fits and how it fits. I do need to get some clamps. Now I'm not worried about that blown because it's really, really tight. In fact, I had to cut it up here to get the exhaust into there, so I'm not worried about that. This side, slightly looser, but I think this pipe goes inside the sound deadener, so I don't think it's going to blow too much there. If it does, then I'll have to get a clamp on there anyway and redo the test, but that's all. As I thought, I'll have to move these brackets here because they are miles off where they should be. As you can see there, the clamps there, the rubber's there and the clamps over there. So at the moment I'm using a massive thick cable tie just to hold it up, and it's pretty much the same there as well, that is way off of where it should be. So if this works, I'll need to move that to there, and the same with that one will need to be moved further back. But I think I can do a test now and see what the sound's like. So that's not too bad. We've got about 10 decibels left-ish. But what I'd like to do is be a bit on the safe side and have a bit over. So I'm going to rebuild the whole exhaust. So I've been and bought a new back box. Now the difference with this back box is it's bigger, as you can see there, but it also has one port there, and diagonally to that one is another one there. So to get gases to slow down, which is basically the way you make a silencer work, is to make the gases go in there, stay in here for as long as possible, and then when they come out they're going a lot slower and quieter. So with this back box, it goes in here, it goes along there, up there, and then it goes out there. So the gases will stay a lot longer in that box than they do in that box, where it goes in there, straight through and out there, I hope. Now the only thing about this back box is it's got 51mm pipes on here. This one's got 48mm, so I can't use any of the rear section here. It's also 48mm there to the new silencer. Now the new silencer is actually 51mm, so I need to rebuild this into 51mm. And then I should have a system that goes all the way from the cat all the way back at 51mm. So the exhaust will be bigger, but it does mean that more gases will come out, but they'll also get stuck in the pipe for a bit longer, and then they'll get stuck in the back box longer, and hopefully they'll be quiet when they come out of there. So we're going to rebuild this entire system. So a couple of hours later, and I've got most of it tacked up. Wherever I've needed to make a joint like here, I've tacked it, and there I've just made a tack in it. Everywhere else is put together at the moment with clamps, so that it all stays in position. I think I'll probably weld it. I'm not really sure about these clamps yet. They're all there at the moment, and they'll be alright for me to finally test it. And then we come to the tailpipe. I'm not sure I like it, but it definitely does the job. It looks like a tractor if you ask me, but it does the job. I'm going to weld it up, and then I can adjust as to how I want it to be, but at the moment it's going to be alright for me to get a sound measurement off of it. But I don't think I like it being like that, just a long straight pipe sticking out the back of the car. I think I'm going to probably adjust this to be something else, but at the moment it's just a long straight pipe. So I'm now going to weld the front end of that around the catalytic converter. The rest of it I'm going to leave clamped now, just so I can make a sound test off of it. So if you like anything you've seen in this video, don't forget to press that subscribe button. It really does help. I'm going to continue welding now. Right, that's the welding done. So I've not dressed any of the welds just yet. They're all as they are. I've not painted anything yet. I want to just make sure that this works basically. So I'll put this now back on the car, and then hopefully we can fire this up, and hopefully it's going to be 10 to 15 decibels quieter. Well, that didn't bring it down as much as I was hoping it was going to do. It still seems to be roughly about where it should be, I think. So I'm going to give Gustav a ring and book a time with him, and hopefully this will take off the top notes, because we were up at about 90 something when he was putting his foot down flooring it, whereas now I don't think it's going to be there anymore. It's not as raspy as it was before. So fingers crossed, let's hope for the best. So I'm going to get some clamps made up for this, attach it to its mounting points, and then give Gustav a ring. And hopefully we're going to get this on the road and road legal very, very shortly. So if you like what you've seen in this video, press that subscribe button. I'll put a link on the screen to my social media, both my Facebook and my Instagram, so please give me a like there. I will see you in the next episode. Thanks a lot, and bye-bye.